Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the Cognizant Gen C Elevate interview experience. Guys, this interview happened recently only on 9 September 2021. Guys, this is the fourth Gen C Elevate interview experience that I am covering on this channel. The first three interview experiences have already been posted on this channel, and you can find all those interview experiences in this playlist, that is Cognizant Gen C Elevate interview experience playlist. So make sure that guys, after watching this video, you watch these videos as well, because these videos will be really helpful for you for preparing for the interviews. Guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe this channel, because I am seeing that many of you are just watching the video and not subscribing the channel. Guys, please support this channel and please hit the subscribe button for this channel. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button for this video. Okay, so guys, the date of the interview was 9 September 2021. The branch of my friend was ECE. The duration of the interview was 30 minutes. Guys, make sure to watch this video till the end, because in this particular video, the core branch related questions have also been asked. That is, the question related to ECE has also been asked. The question related to JavaScript has also been asked. So make sure that you do not skip any of the questions. Now, the first question, as you all know, will be tell me about yourself. I will not speak in detail about this question in this video, because I have covered this question in many rest of the videos. But in the end, please include only those skills in which you are comfortable in and you can answer very well. Okay. Now, the next question was, what is flip-flop? So guys, these next 2 to 3 questions are from core branches. That is, for ECE, these questions are there. Now, if you are in IT, separate questions will be there. And if you are in EEE mechanical, then the separate questions will be there based on your core branches. So make sure that whichever branch you are present, you just know the core subjects of those branches. So what is flip-flop? Again, I will give the link in the description box, because myself, I am from IT background, so I do not know what are flip-flops. So I will try to give the link in the description box. Okay. Next is, what is diode and what is it used for? So a diode is a device that allows a current to flow only in one direction but not the other. So it is a device that is one-way direction. That is, the current can flow from one direction to another direction but not in the opposite direction. Now, how this is achieved? This is achieved simply through electric fields, through the concepts of electric fields. Now, diodes are used to regulate voltage, and they are also used in radios and TVs. So I hope this question is clear to you. Now, the next question is, what is a register? So again, a register is a device that helps in storing the bits. And if you want to know in detail about the register, I will give the link in the description box. Okay, so these 3 questions were from the core branch only. Now, the next questions are different. Now, next is, what is this keyword? So guys, again, this is a very commonly asked question in the interview. It is related to OOPS concept. So this keyword, what is this keyword? Now, this keyword refers to the current object in a method or a constructor. Now, the most common use of this keyword is to eliminate the confusion between class attributes and parameters with the same name. So this keyword, you can simply say that this keyword refers to the current object. So whenever we declare any methods or any functions inside a class, we use this keyword to indicate that this keyword refer to the current object, and we can easily access the parameters of class attributes of that class. Okay. Now, the next question is, what is the use of async? So guys, those of you who do not know, this async is a keyword that is used in JavaScript. Now, again, I will give the link in the description box. You can visit this link and read in detail about this async function. And one more function is there. I don't know. Await, I think, is corresponding to this function only. So both of these functions you can find under this link. Okay. Now, next is, what is negative infinity in JavaScript? So guys, if you know C++ or if you know Java, you must have encountered a constant that is int min. That is the minimum infinite value. That is, no other value can be smaller than that value. So the int min in Java or C++ is referred as negative infinity in JavaScript. So negative infinity in JavaScript is a constant value which is used to represent a value which is the lowest available. So the lowest possible value in JavaScript is referred to as negative infinity. This means that no other number is lesser than this value. So I hope this question is clear to you. That is, int min in Java or in C++ is referred to as negative infinity in JavaScript. Okay. Now next is, again, this is the 4th video, and this is the third interview experience in which the aptitude questions are asked. So guys, please make sure to prepare your aptitude questions as well. Now, from this guy, 2 aptitude questions on averages were asked, and in previous videos the ages were also involved, the time and work was also involved. So make sure that you have basic knowledge about all the concepts which are related to aptitudes, as they can play a vital role in your selection in the interview. Okay, now the next question was to simply check that the number is odd or even number. So again, you can write the code in any language you prefer. So here is a sample code for you. That is, if a number when we divide a number by 2 and the remainder is 1, that means that this number is odd. Else, if we divide a number by 2 and the remainder is 0, then it means that the number is even. So this is how you can check that whether a current number is odd or even number. Okay, now the next question is, do you have any certifications? So guys, if you have any certifications like in Python, machine learning, C++, Java, any certification is there with you, then you can simply say yes to the interviewer, and please explain your certification in detail, that what all things you learned in during that certification, because certifications are achieved through courses or by giving certain exams. So please tell in detail that to the interviewer, that what all things you learned in the certification, how you implemented that technology that you have learned, what all hands-on things you have done in during those courses or in the certification. So if you have any certification, please tell in detail to the interviewer. And if you do not have any certifications and you have the knowledge, then it is okay. You can simply say that I do not have any certifications, but I have learned the things on YouTube, on free sources like Udemy or certain things. Now Udemy does give certifications, but you can say that your course is ongoing, or you can say that you have learned the things from YouTube or open source platform like Geeks for Geeks. Now there is W3 School also. So you can say that this also. Okay. Now the last question of this interview was, how many projects have you done? So make sure to include at least one project in your resume. So there is no necessity to include 3 to 4 projects in resume. At least one project is good enough in a resume, but try to explain that project in detail, that what all things you have, what your project does, what is the technology stack that have been used in that project, what are the challenges you faced, what was your role in the project, what is the future scope in the project. So make sure to include all these things while you are explaining it to the interviewer, because it gives a very good impression to the interviewer that you have kept future scope also in perspective in your view while building this project. So make sure to form your answer including all these points, and your answer can be around any 2 to 3 minutes. You can explain your project, it is sufficient. So guys, these are all the questions which were asked in this interview. Now this interview included the questions related to JavaScript and the questions related to the core branches also. So therefore I have made this video, because your questions from the core branches of ECE, mechanical, these type of questions can be asked from you. So make sure that you prepare them also. So guys, this was it for this video. I hope this video will help you in preparing your interviews if you have the interviews in upcoming days. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and kindly press the subscribe button, because many of you are not pressing the subscribe button. Please support this channel and hit the like button for this video. Thank you for watching it.